and race friends in mazes. You can even search and battle for one-of-a-kind items. It's not just a game. You can build, create, repair items, buildings, lands, and whole universes. Let others explore, use, and buy what you make, and even create your own version of Utopia VR games and challenges.
Battle realms of wars to gain riches. It's not our universe, it's everyone's universe. If you can dream it, we can do it. Utopia.
Utopia.world. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Guys, I want to give it up for James, Wise, Skiva. Thank you guys so much for joining us, giving us the lowdown on what's going on in your new Metaverse project. We just got to watch the trailer. Tell us a little bit about what you guys got going on.
So basically, Utopia VR is basically a place where your avatar can actually live in. It's not just like alt spaces like, for social media, but it's actually where you're going to create your own land, your own items, your own part of the world itself. And then eventually we're going to open up where you can create your own universes and create your own games inside of it using the tools that we're going to build. But right now we're building a lot of mini games, as you saw in there. There's a bunch of mini games from first-person shooter to climbing mountains to racing cars. We also have a maze race, which is really hard. It took me like almost an hour to figure it out myself, and I'm the one who helped program it. So we when you do that, you earn infinite coins, which is in-game currency that you can buy the items and stuff you need to create your different worlds and to buy land and stuff like that. We are working on actual cryptocurrency NFT situation. Is that better? Can everybody hear me?
Yep, we can hear you loud and clear now. Keep going.
All right. We're planning on, because of the restrictions of this Quest store, the Steam store is doing it too, that you can't have cryptocurrency and still be in their store. We are going to create a version that you can download off our game, or side quest, where you can actually use cryptocurrency, and we'll have a whole section that's going to be set up for NFTs and NFT lands and virtual land owning and stuff like that.
What blockchain do you guys choose to use?
We don't know yet. We haven't chose which one we're using yet. It's going to be, actually, I was going to talk to you more about which ones we should use too.
Awesome. You guys already know which one I choose when it comes down to the metaverse. Always comes down to Wax because it's ease of use. Simple to just log in with Facebook, Google, so forth. You'll be able to have a downloadable cloud wallet if you will. There's just so much accessibility that you could do with Wax wallet, as well as it has a bridge to Ethereum. A lot of people are going with all of these other cryptocurrency platforms that either have high gas fees or slow transaction times. Wax is just killing the game, partnering up with a lot of big projects. Definitely think it'd be useful for you guys to utilize the Wax blockchain, but I'm not here to tell you guys which one to choose. It's just up to you. That's where the community's at, in my opinion. But I'm glad to see all you lovely faces in the crowd here at Blockchain Universe. We're here for a nice, awesome event, AMA style, learning more about Utopia VR. See some more people jumping in. This is a crypto entertainment and educational event. We want you guys to learn more about crypto, NFTs, and metaverses. There's a lot going on in this space. We don't expect you to keep up with it all by yourself. We're here to learn and grow and build and play together. So glad to have all three of you guys on the stage. So, James, we know you're lead developer. Want to hear more from you other guys. Wise, Skiva, tell me what you guys got going on in the project. What are you guys working on?
You want to go ahead, Skiva?
Sure. So my basic role is a consultant. So I spend a lot of time in the metaverse myself, a lot of time in all different kinds of metaverses. Besides Utopia, my next favorite is Neos. That's where I spend a majority of my time, because in Neos anything is literally possible, and we are. So I am bringing to the table a knowledge of many different metaverses and kind of what works in all of them and what doesn't, and some of the technologies involved, like NFTs and blockchain, and how those things work, the tools involved with letting users create their own items and their own worlds and universes, and just here to try to make this the best that it can be. So I'm really excited.
And that means
excited to be a part of it.
Wise, we're gonna come back to you, but he already brought up Neos and other platforms. I'm sure you've checked out Somnium Space. Let our crowd know. Give us a little taste. What is it like traversing the metaverse? I'm well versed in a lot of these other platforms, but I'm sure there's a lot of faces here that are just familiar with AltSpace or VR chat. Can you give them a little taste of the difference between the centralized platforms that we're used to and the decentralized platforms that you've been experiencing?
Absolutely. So the way I kind of explain the metaverse is, the book and the movie Ready Player One made it really easy to just refer to the Ready Player One oasis, right? Anything that you can imagine, anything you think of, can be made into a reality and can absolutely happen. Anything. I tell people this, and it's very, very hard for people to typically grasp something like this. But I swear to you, this is an actual thing happening right now. Things like AltSpace, right? This is a centralized platform owned by Microsoft. It's very static. There's it's kind of a little bit limited on things that a typical user can do. But platforms like Neos, you can go in and you can rip apart anything you want. You can build anything you want. You can create anything that you want. You can, if you pick up an item and you're like, I wish it did this, you can change the code right there on the fly. You can add logics. You can change the coloring. You can do literally anything on the fly and make anything happen. In a world without restraints and possibility, without restraints and full of possibility, is a world that I want to live in. I'll tell you that, because real life is hard. so
you
so
said
I really
it, brother.
Enjoy
so you guys
the metaverse.
Heard it here. That's some real IRL, not in real life, in real IRT, I guess would be better, in real time. Being able to update the metaverse right then and there, script it, and make it do as you want. Really well said, Skiva. Really glad to have you here explaining all of the different metaverses and educating us on what's going to make Utopia VR different. Want to talk more about that, but I also want to introduce Wise, director. Go ahead and educate us on what you're doing in this space.
Yeah, so for those of you that were joining in later, I'm Wise, director from VR Central. I've been kind of just talking with James a lot about sort of, because like Skiva said, he spends a lot of time in the metaverse, and so do I. I try to, prod at a lot of algorithms on these different kind of social media websites like Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, all this other kind of stuff. I try to spread out to all the platforms that I can, and I'm just trying to get a feel for what works and what doesn't. I'm trying to see what retains people's attention so I can tell from the VR space what they want. I mean, heck, I'll go into random lobbies and, Onward, Pavlov, like I'll play these VR games. I just hear input of people talking. They're like, yeah, I wish this game did this. That's something to make a mental note of. You can tell people, well, if you want to do this, this game has that. And I'm able to bring a lot of that knowledge into Utopia to be able to make it to where, since 2015, when I started playing VR, anytime that somebody has something, we can hopefully bring all that together and make this a dream game where everybody's realities become what they've always wanted them to be.
Well said. Well said. I know a lot of you guys have some realities that you guys would want to experience. Definitely let it be heard to these guys. Feel free to hit the button to ask questions. I'm going to go ahead and allow that raise your hand button. If you check your right hand side of the screen, you'll see that raise your hand button. If you guys have a question, feel free to hit that button and ask a question. If you're watching the live stream, drop a comment down below and I will ask it for these gentlemen on the stage. So guys, tell us, what's the roadmap look like for your project?
Well, currently right now we're working on a new deathmatch situation where there would be up to 10 players being able to fight each other for a legendary prize, which basically is going to like increase your hit points and your to an extra 10 points once you get the prize. It's going to be set into a ruined city. We just got done building the actual ruined city. Just yesterday actually was the final build on it. And we're going to be adding my code for the zombies that you saw up there is going to be added as the engine for it. We're also working on a team race situation where up to 6 people can race up the side of a mountain to see who can win. And we are building
how? Like racing a car, racing, running,
climbing, mountain climbing racing.
Climbing up the mountain climbing. Awesome. Shooting games, climbing games, all sorts of interactive, immersive community events. Really feeling it. Really like what you guys going on. Still are new to the NFT and crypto game, but we'll get there. Wax. We'll help you get there faster, and trying to grow this community, guys. Glad to have you all here checking it out. A lot of new faces that are in the crowd. Drifter, a couple other Chris G. Welcome, guys. Glad to have you guys here. Feel free to hit that raise your hand button, ask some questions if you guys don't know about crypto, if you guys don't know about the metaverse, if you guys have questions and just want to get to know this space and what's going on with Utopia VR. You guys got some awesome brains on the stage. Feel free to pick them. Guys, tell us some more. What else can we look forward to?
We're also actually building a thing called Infinite City, which we're going to be selling virtual land in, and that'll be right now. As the pictures that you see on the side, I think it's called Outposts, which is the land before you get into the Infinite City itself, and basically it'll be a big, huge world. We're wanting to make it as a streaming asset, but we're still working on the code for that. So that's our next big project after the deathmatch we're building. And then we're going to be adding the world of sport or realms of sports, which we're going to add football, basketball, baseball. We're going to add even card games, that kind of stuff in it.
Easy adoption right there. That's how you bring in that mass adoption, people that are yearning for some knowledge and accessibility in the space. We had 2 questions. Reno just disappeared, I guess. So Drifter, you're up on air. Go ahead and ask your question, Drifter.
Hi, I was just going to ask, how do we open up this Utopia VR? Is it in the App Store?
No, we're working on putting into the app lab right now. But right now we're only allowing our alpha testers in. It probably won't be till mid-January when we open it up for like mostly beta testing and stuff like that. At that time it'll be in the App Store. But if you go to facebook.com/UtopiaV, and then send us a message that you want to be in the beta test, we'll add you to our Discord and stuff.
Excellent.
All right. You guys heard it.
I'm sorry?
For the UK as well? The UK.
Yeah, is it just US or UK, or who are we going to allow into the alpha?
We're gonna allow it worldwide.
Worldwide. All right, guys, you heard it here. Alpha accessibility right now, beta accessibility in January. Go ahead and jump on Facebook and check out Utopia VR to get access now. Get access to this new metaverse before it hits the blockchain. There you go. So tell us more about how you guys found the blockchain and why you guys think that your virtual space needs the blockchain space to become a metaverse.
Well, basically, the reason why I even started thinking about it was when that conversation we had over like a year and a half ago. When I wasn't even working on VR at that point. I was doing a phone app, and I wanted to go into VR, and then you kind of gave me a challenge, and I'm like, okay. And then that's what got me really thinking that adding the two together might work as well as Sam. I don't know if Sam is even. Yep, there he's back there. His name's 250. He's another person that's been trying to get me into the cryptocurrency and the crypto NFTs and that kind of stuff for a while. And then I started really looking at it, and I noticed that it's better because we've been doing it for years, anyways, in the gaming world. When you buy in-game currency, you're basically buying cryptocurrency, but it's just centralized, not decentralized like cryptocurrency we know today. But if the game goes away, then you completely lost everything you put into it. With cryptocurrency, anything you're putting in and out, you get to keep because cryptocurrency is going to be whether the game stays or not stays. And it gives you an actual owning of something.
Preach.
I think in life we are used to ownership, right? We do a lot of things in video games right now to get exclusive items and to get things that other people don't have, right? And it's really, really important in a metaverse, and because we're all coming from the real world where we can own different things, those things need to have value, right? And in order for them to have value, there can't be a trillion of them. You can't just click a button and copy it, right? People want to own things. They want to own land. They want to have exclusive items. And how do you do that in a digital world? On a blockchain, right? I mean, there's no better way than a blockchain to ensure digital ownership of products and services. So I think, and also to have if you want to have a fully functional ecosystem in a metaverse, you need currency. You got to pay people to do things, right? It's still people's time. It's still, people are still working hard, whether it's in real life or in a metaverse. So cryptocurrency and a blockchain technology in general, I think, is ultra critical for any metaverse that's going to succeed into the future. So that's my 2 cents.
Right on, right on. You guys heard it here, man. This is the space to be in. The knowledge, the power is immensible. Guys, if you have any questions, feel free to hit that at raise hand button. Drifter had a question. I appreciate him for joining us and asking. Jake, I saw that Jake had a question. It just popped up and I accidentally closed it as he popped it. Jake, hit that button again one more time, buddy. Actually, I'm gonna just give you megaphone access. Go for it, Jake.
Yo, hello. I was just wondering, are you gonna have like a social hierarchy thing in there? Because with what I think makes, like GTA 5, the online on there, what's made that so popular is the whole like getting to that next level. Like, I want to be able to buy this car, I want to be able to get this apartment. Like, have you got a plan with having some sort of thing within this metaverse to do that?
That's the blockchain, right? I mean, that's kind of what we were just talking about, being able to own things through blockchain ownership of different items, different places to live, different everything, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a money aspect, but he's more of saying, like, is there going to be money along with experience? Like, are you going to have to do things in order to gain that level? Because, you can always just put money in, but do you also have to have experience to match that money?
Achievements as well. Gamers love their achievements.
We will have a lot of different things are going to be. One of them is to build your own world, and go have players themselves rank the worlds on if they like the experience and all that kind of stuff, as well as we're going to have a lot of different items. Everything in the world, like in the real world, if you know how to build it, you can build it. So every item can be built up from the ground up, and you can also modify and create things that we haven't created yet. So eventually, yes, there will be people that'll have somebody can make a mech that nobody else has ever been able to make, and it'll be their mech, and they can resell it to the whole community, that kind of thing. Does that answer your question?
I was muted.
Looks
yeah,
like
yeah, that's
it.
good. That sounds nice. Yeah.
Right on. And I heard mech, so I'm super excited. Guys, again, if you have any questions, feel free to hit that raise hand button. Gonna let the conversation flow for a few more minutes. If you guys have any questions, please join in. Guys, tell me more about, the vision for where you guys see this project 5 years from now.
Well, what I hope to be is that we will have, we're going to have certain games that we're going to be putting out. They're not just like these ones that you saw up here were mini games, actual full length RPG games, that kind of stuff, where you can actually go into the home world of Utopia, but then you can meet up with your friends and like, hey, let's all go to medieval world or whatever we call it, and then you can go actually all adventuring in that world and gaining items and going on quests and doing stuff together. And then you could say, okay, I wanted to go to the West world, and you can go into the Old West. We're also going to have an educational side of it where you can actually visit when the Declaration of Independence was signed, or watch George Washington cross the Waterloo, not the Waterloo, the Delaware, or go into the Civil War, actually pick up a gun and fight on the side of the Civil War. So the reason why that was is because my kids play Minecraft, and those kids know every single thing you need to build every single thing in Minecraft. They're 7, 8, 11. And I'm like, you're problem in school, but you remember everything you do in Minecraft's like, yeah, but that's still, you gotta build all this. They're like, but it's fun. So I'm like, well, why can't we just put it where now it's fun, that they're learning how to learn when Columbus sailed the ocean blue, the kind of thing. So a couple of our members of our team are actually professors in colleges, and we're working with educators in VR as well. And we're going to be building a whole realms of people just learning different things, and even bring it to the classroom where teachers can have sexual harassment lectures where they actually go in a VR situation and they actually deal with it.
Right on, right on. That's definitely something important that people need to be paying attention to and having that conversation. And I'm sure there's more conversations that need to be had that we can have across the metaverse that wouldn't be so easy IRL. So tell us, I guess, a bit more of some of the things that you guys are expecting across the space that people should be wary of.
I mean, I guess the big thing I'm worried about is if some big company like Facebook or somebody comes in and starts ordering us around, telling us what we can and can't do. They're already trying to already. The fact that now they won't, even though Mark's yelling NFT this, Metaverse that, Oculus tells me we're not allowed cryptocurrency or NFTs in any build that goes into their store. Which I'm like, wait a minute, I thought that's what Mark's telling everybody he's wanting to do. So I was confused by it. I sent them several letters about it.
Unfortunately, we have companies like Facebook that want to monopolize the space. They've been very clear that they want their metaverse to be the one, and they want to kind of push everyone else to the side a little bit, right? So it's a little bit of a battle. It'd be like a third party metaverse company that trying to get in on the platforms that people are adopting. But there's going to be a lot of different ways to get these things onto your headset, and I think it's important that everyone choose their metaverse properly and not just go with what you're told to go with, right? Because
right on,
again, like movie Ready Player One, right? We don't want an opposite situation, right? Where they're trying to fill your visions up with as many advertisements as possible and drown out all of the companies and take all the profits for themselves. So we really want to be able to get out there and be a diverse place, right?
Guys, those are words of wisdom from someone that travels the metaverse. There's not just one metaverse. There's not just one platform. There's not just one website. You can traverse this space the way that you want to utilize it. Go to the people, go to the websites, go to the metaverses that fulfill your needs and your requirements. Draw that line in the sand and make sure that if they're not giving you what you want and you desire, don't utilize it.
Yeah, I mean, that's why it's so important that all of you are even here right now spending your time to do this. You guys are what's fueling this metaverse right now. If all of us leave, this place has nothing. It's just an empty room inside of a headset that no one's using. I mean, it's important that all of us just kind of decide what we want to do. And if people aren't doing things that are okay, if they're trying to shove everybody else aside, we need to realize that and realize, hey, let's all of us just, be with who we want to be with and not have to be forced into one metaverse. Let's be wherever we want to be.
Preach. Guys, last chance. Let me see some questions before I end the stream. It looks like Drifter has a question. You're on air, buddy.
Yeah, what I was hoping for, I'm only first week into this, and I started off with a great start. Hi, so I've been into it for a week and hit the ground running. Really, really enjoyed it. The first experience, it's really great, and it was amazing. The first interactions. Slowly, as I've gone on and gone into the alt space and gone into some of the events, I'm starting to realize it starts to get dull very quickly. No offense. And I was hoping to have the game. I want to be able to have a game within the world experience that I can build. An easier way of building it as well. So I'm building, but I want the game within the builds I do.
This is one of the things we're planning on doing. Anything that we build, the players will eventually at a point be able to come in and customize it, like Skiva was saying earlier about how Neos does there. Like you can go in there and change, add controls, items. We want to add all that stuff. It's in our build. We are doing a Kickstarter next month to sell land that we're going to use to get the cash, to get the team together, get a big enough team together to write that kind of code. Because right now we're pretty swamped with what we're doing now, but we definitely do want the fact that, like you said, it gets stale, especially in VR. It gets stale with a lot of things. Like if you got by climb 2, how many times can you climb the mountain, same mountain over twice? And we want that. We want the ability that, okay, if I'm bored, well, maybe let's go see if there's another version of what that game is, or somebody else came up with some new kind of quest. Kind of back, like, I don't know how old you guys are, but back in the old pen and paper days where you had Dungeons and Dragons. They had the rules books and player books, and then the dungeon master just creates everything. We want to do that in a VR kind of setting where players create multiple verses of any kind of game there is in the world, and then people can find it up through our search engines or through just knowing the other players that are getting up there. That's why we're going to have the players vote on the different experiences that are going to be there, so that way people go, oh, everybody likes playing this experience. Let's go see what it's like.
That sounds like a DAO. Am I getting that right? Decentralized autonomous organization giving players accessibility to vote utilizing tokens on the blockchain. Definitely need to look into that and give the users the power to control where the space goes, as opposed to the Mark Zuckerbergs of the space dictating how it should look. Guys, I really appreciate you all for joining me up here on stage. And
do you think the worry of the cryptocurrency, just before you go, do you think the worry of the cryptocurrency is because of the other countries banning crypto, like China and India, Pakistan? I don't know. Because if big countries ban it, then obviously it becomes a problem at a later date.
Sure. Well, I mean, we're talking, one of the countries you mentioned is China, right? They have blocked YouTube. That's pretty successful. They block all social media. Nothing gets through the Great Firewall of China that doesn't get filtered through Chinese companies that are associated with their government. So, I think when we're looking at things like that, it's important to realize that some of the communist countries and stuff obviously aren't what we're modeling our stuff with in America and in the UK and Canada and all these different countries that are free places, right? So just because China blocked it, obviously they are controlling the most controlling country in the world with their citizens, and anything they do has to go through them. It's not the best. I wouldn't get scared off by that. We need to build a digital world for the people, by the people, and not allow the world governments to say what we can and can't do. So
with
you
actual
know, ultimately-
transparency and democracy.
Yeah.
And that's what the
Yep, exactly.
blockchain is for. And we'll be able to see those implementations first on the blockchain in the metaverse and then in IRL. Check your government. Bet you they're looking into blockchain technology. Guys, it's great having you guys up here on the stage with me. I want to see the progress of Utopia VR and have you guys on here some more, throwing the space, helping you guys get accessibility to Utopia VR now and the alpha. Go check them out on Facebook. Next month on the beta, and then I'll be hosting events over there in due time. Guys, it's great having you guys on here. Great to have you guys watching. If you're watching the live stream, come join us in Altspace next time or Utopia VR next month. I'm gonna sign off the live stream. It's always a pleasure to have you all. Peace.